Do you want to know what I hate? Numbers. Walking around, being all numbery. They just drive me crazy. But as long as someone doesn't come along and spew a load of numbers at me, I'm absolutely fine. Although, God forbid, they do that and throw in random letters, then I'll be really mad.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're looking at the SDO AIA 304 on June the 15th, 2020.
I can't believe you've done this. But it's okay. I can deal. Because the only thing that I hate more is really stupid ideas. But it's not like that's going to happen anytime soon, right?
And you can see I've got it going from like 3 in the morning to 4 in the morning. But I want to draw your attention to this area right over here.
Oh, thank God. Usually when I say something, it immediately happens afterwards. Phew. Okay. Not something that I would think to do with my time, but at least this kind of staring at the sun is better than that guy staring at the sun, so I'll allow it.
There is a ship that has literally came down from a square opening right here.
I got nothing. You know, I think I'm just going to need time to allow a ceramic basin to enter my abode.
And appears for a few seconds, maybe a few minutes, really, according to this.
Okay, so, right. I think my brain has caught up with itself. You think that a ship, I am assuming a spaceship and not like a big boat, came out of the sun. Okay, I'll be completely honest, I've still got nothing.
And right below it is a black, like disc-like ship. And I'm going to show you some close-ups, but I wanted to show you this right here. This is actual footage.
Yeah, it's actual footage, but I don't think it's footage of what you think it is. I mean, seriously, not to be a big spoilerer, but my betting is it's not going to be a spaceship or anything even close to that. It's going to be, at best, some random piece of space junk flying around, but more likely, it's a visual glitch. But what do I know? Maybe it's something super impressive and I just need to give this person a chance. Just because there are probably hundreds of people more qualified to examine this sort of footage and they've been doing it for years and years doesn't mean they didn't miss out on something super obvious, right?
From today, you can see that ship appears and boom, you've got to be fast to notice it. So I'm going to pause this.
Oh, fast? I know just the guy for that. Hey kids, Sonic here. Did you know spaceships don't come out of the goddamn sun? What are you, stupid? Spaceships come from Dr. Eggman's Death Egg lair. That son of a bitch, I'ma mess him up next time I see him. He killed Tails. He just killed him. I love that Pops. Anyway kids, stay in school, unlike this bitch. Whoa, okay Sonic, that's quite enough of that. Christ. We've got to give him a break though. He's got problems. Drug problems. This was supposed to be part of his community service. You know that whole gotta go fast thing? Yeah, that just meant he was off to smoke crack. It's a damn shame.
Okay, again, it's the SDO 304. Let's scroll over to here. This is about as close up as I can get it.
Yo, dog, I heard you like to close up. So we closed up on your close up so you can close up while you close up. Now I've said close up so many times the words have lost all meaning and I need to wander the streets trying to find Jesus. But like, close up. Anyway, here's my zoomed in image. And yep, that sure looks like a whole lot of nothing.
Look at it right here. It comes down like in a beam of light. We just watch it for a few seconds and then I'm going to show you some pictures that I have inverted and did some edge detect in.
So, just a sec. You're gonna show us a picture that a piece of software has desperately tried to find detail that doesn't exist and will be filled in by something that literally has no idea what it's looking at. Alright, this ought to be good.
With that, also notice this is strange. This energy is going straight back into the sun, but we're going to focus on this ship. So I'm going to pause this.
What those? I'm not sure exactly what they are, but it's definitely not just energy. I think that's a coronal mass ejection, which is a significant release of plasma that follows a solar flare. And that one looks to be quite small. So why wouldn't it go back towards the sun? You know that the sun is pretty hefty gravity-wise, right? So if something isn't straight up fired out of its atmosphere, it's going to go back in like that, one might expect.
Look at that beam of light. You've got to be fast. And again, it came from a square opening in the sun.
I don't see it, man. What square opening? Are you talking about that maybe? Because it's not exactly square. Or is it something that you're going to show us in a bit? But I doubt it, because, well, there are no openings on the sun. It's a great big ball of plasma that is like thousands of degrees centigrade on the outside and only gets hotter as you get deeper into it. Not exactly the best place to put, well, anything.
Okay, so again, this is the square opening that it came from. You can see it right here. You can see it go down here.
Ah, well, stupid me. But that's not square either. And what exactly differentiates that kind of darker patch from any other kind of darker patch on the sun? Like that one, or even that one. Are they all openings? Is the sun a big porousy mass that's just completely covered in holes? Or is that specific one really special and has, I don't know, some sort of space garage door in it?
And right underneath here is a black, looks like a disc-shaped UFO.
I thought you said it was a ship. You know, it's not a UFO anymore once you've identified it, right? That's the whole point of unidentified flying object. Anything and everything is a UFO if you don't know what it is. A bagel about to hit you in the face is a UFO when you have no idea what this thing that's about to crash into your head is. So either you know what that thing is or you don't. Which is it? Also,
looks like a disc-shaped UFO.
Well, it looks like a smudge to me. I can't even determine a specific shape out of that. I get the funny feeling, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but you're seeing what you want to see, when there's basically nothing there that couldn't be explained away by dozens of things other than spaceships coming out of the pigging sun.
Let me just see if I can bring this down a tad bit.
Can you just bring it down as far as my IQ is dropping by the minute? No, wait, that would just mean you'd have to put it through to the centre of the freaking earth. So you know what? Never mind.
So you can see the rest of the sun. Yeah, it just literally, it blinks across the screen really fast. Let me see if I can.
Right, why don't we go through a few things that could be and is more likely than spaceships coming out of the sun via some kind of sun door. It could be a glitch in the recording software. It could be a malfunction of the camera's hardware. It could be a much smaller object that's far closer than it appears to be because perspective. A small object, mind, that does not have to be a spaceship, but perhaps a rock or hunk of space debris, or it could be a can of Coke for all we know. It could be just about anything. Play along in the comments. What are your guesses of what it could be that is more likely than a frigging spaceship coming out of the sun?
Enlarge this a tad bit more for you all to see the opening.
You can make it as big as you want. It doesn't add detail because this image, this close, is just too goddamn blurry. There isn't the resolution here to be able to tell what the hell that truly is. Unless, of course, you work wherever this image was produced. I'll bet they know. Maybe you should ask them, or something stupid like that. But you and I, with this image alone, cannot make any definitive statements about what you might be looking at here. And you know what you should do when you can't actually tell what something is? I'll give you a clue. It's literally the opposite to what you're doing here.
And you may say, well, how did you get this? I just happened to...
I imagine you got this by regularly looking at this kind of footage, eventually seeing something that looked out of the ordinary to you, and then, as all reasonable people do, you immediately jumped on the internet and went, look, UFO, guys! And that seems like a completely rational reaction to a blurry smudge, I must say.
Want to look at it really fast. Here's the square opening. The sun is not what we've been told. It isn't.
So, 1, that is not a frigging square. 2, if it's not what we have been told, then what is it? And much, much, much more importantly, how do you know? And if it's because me seen blurry boy, therefore galactic space station, I swear to atheismo, I'm going to get real mad.
There are ships there, and here's the ship. And there's the little track that it came down on.
The track it came down on that literally isn't there in any other frame. Almost like it's some kind of blur or visual artifact that's not actually a real thing that exists and is real.
Maybe a beam of light or something?
Or something like, not that, but at least we finally get options. Bad options, mind, but I guess it's better than several hard kicks to the nadgers followed by being pushed off a cliff. But only slightly.
Yeah, so I'm going to pause this and we're going to look at the pictures now. Okay, here's a close-up of the picture, and you can see that this is a light ship, and this is a beam of light, it appears to. It came down on this track.
I thought you said you couldn't get any closer. Pfft, whatever. That's a light ship, is it? Okay, cool. The is a light ship. Is it a ship made from light? That doesn't really make any sense. So is it a ship that is light, as in it doesn't weigh much? That also doesn't make any sense because it's space. Everything there is very, very, very not heavy. I wouldn't mind this. This is a light ship. This is whatever crap. If you would actually bother defining your terms, mostly because it would give me so much more to make fun of.
And look at this down here. Okay, I'm going to go to the next screen. It's a little more contrast added.
Ah, finally, these are those infamous altered pictures you talked about earlier. Yay. Let's see what we can see now that a computer has put in a bunch of detail that literally doesn't exist. I'm sure it will definitely look like a spaceship and not just some random shapes.
To this, but you can tell that these are...
I can tell that they are, in fact, slightly sharper smudges. Dun dun dun, dramatic reverb. Is she serious? They still look like nothing. They certainly don't look like spaceships, like at all. And sure, I don't know what an alien would do to make a spaceship, and that in space the shape of a vehicle is somewhat irrelevant, because it's not like they need to be aerodynamic, because there ain't no air. But, and if I'm proven wrong, I'll happily recant this statement, but that is not what any spaceship will look like ever. Because if you get as far as making a spaceship, you would at least make it look cool. Just saying.
These are real. The sun isn't what we've been told. It really is not. And I'm just amazed. I really am absolutely amazed.
Me too. Me too. I'm amazed that you have yet to fall out of your chair while you're trying to speak, because sitting upright and talking is just a little bit on the complicated side. Hell, I fall out of my chair all the time, and I'm like proper smart, innit?
To be able to share this with you, I'm excited. I am excited, and I'm very passionate about what I do, if you have not figured that out.
Passion is great. Passion is grand. I love it, but it's not so good when that passion is focused on something that clearly, at even the most cursory of glances, is definitely complete horseshit. Seriously, if the sun isn't what they tell us, what is it? You seem to think it's some kind of spaceport? Then, well, explain this. Why are days generally warmer than nights? If the sun is clearly producing enough heat to warm the planet during the day, then it must be producing huge amounts of heat. And yes, I understand that the sun heats the planet up all the time. I'm just trying to make it simplified for her to understand. But do you want to know where I wouldn't keep my spaceships? In the solar system's literal space heater. Anywhere but that.
I love it. I love it. I'm very passionate about it. Yeah, so let's just shrink this down. I'm going to try to see if I can go to the next photo.
I love it. I love it. Let's just shrink this down. Have you been recording my sexy time with Mrs. Sick, you pervert?
I can. Okay, here it is in the grayscale, and or it could be the inverted mode. I can't remember.
Wow, what a pro, what passion. That you didn't even bother to learn the difference between grayscale, a la what this is, and inverted, that looks like this, and is very obviously different. This might seem like a petty point, but if you think that you're right, you should always take the time and strive to be right. Also, grayscale is the easy one because of the way it's like grey and scale.
But you can tell that this is not just some... No, these ships are real, and they're up there, and there's all different types.
I think we're done here, because haha, you can tell these are ships is not an argument. It is not proof. It's nothing, because no, you can tell these aren't ships. See, I did the same thing. The only difference is, while you are claiming that the sun isn't what we think it is because reasons, I'm perched up here on the shoulders of giants, aka every scientist who is smarter than me, aka all of them, and can confidently state that yes, the sun is a giant ball of plasma and gas, and I'll eat all those smart boy scientists whole if you can prove them all wrong. And I hate the taste of scientists. Too much brain, not enough whiskey. Guys, don't forget to panic buy sick brand merch. What if you need to let people know that you are handsome, famous and good at the sex in a variety of tasteful colours? Buy as many as you can afford now before this thing that's printed to order runs out. Also, you can use it as toilet paper if needs be. You never know when you're going to need to wipe your arse.